And we are back. This is the Gamertarians. I am Prax.
Oh God, I'm Rez.
And we just made it through an icy, cold
Piece of hell.
piece of hell. It's good to be back here in the light world. Call for a swooper.
Yes, it's nice to be nice. It's nice. Solid. Good work, Rez. It's nice to be here in the light world and we're done. Back to the dark world.
Cheery.
It is. It's called the swamp of... The mire of misery.
Mire of Misery.
Yeah, I was going to say swamp of sorrow.
Yeah.
But same idea.
If you're a real estate agent, this is Charm.
As someone who works in the real estate industry, I approve. That is 100%.
All right, all right.
I mean, one of our choices in the listings we can set up is the word spectacular. Like you can put a check mark on what's something. You can put dishwasher or microwave or spectacular. Like for views, that's just one of the views is spectacular. Like that's not even it's not a subjective. Like, these views are obviously spectacular. Yeah, they can't be any other. So you can mark that as objectively spectacular. Real estate agent.
Which, is the root there is like a spectacle, right?
Wait, what?
Something that is spectacular. Whoa, mama.
Yeah, big bitch.
Something that is spectacular is because it is like a spectacle.
Yes. You
So what?
are correct, sir.
So what defines spectacle for me without duck going?
Glasses.
Okay. I'll allow it. Maybe not as a noun.
Oh, then I'm lost. Spectacle. The state of being spectacular. How's that? Is that close?
Really good. Really just nailed it.
There's nothing so perfect as a definition that includes the word in the definition.
That's right.
Like, if you're talking about being healthy, what healthy means is when you're healthy.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's all there is to it.
Right. Do that same thing with like justice.
Justice is when there's justice.
Well, like just terms that mean a lot.
Renovated.
Okay.
See? See, all the rain
Renovated.
stopped now, so now it's renovated.
But it
Renovated
still has
is-
that bit of charm.
But it's still
Yeah.
renovated with charm.
Yeah.
Charm remains. Yeah.
Charm remains spectacular.
Spectacular views. Yeah.
So I guess like there's certain terms that are just so hard to be skeptical of or be against because they sound so good. Who doesn't want social justice? Right? I mean, like that sounds great.
Right.
What will that mean?
You've also described like socialism, communism. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
When you talk about it on the surface level, like, oh yeah, everyone just kind of one really smart guy controls everything and everything's perfect. Oh,
That's
well, that
why
makes sense to me.
That's why I think people in our line of thinking and who are trying to basically politics being downstream of culture, right? So one thing we suck at, I say we because it's kind of like what we inherited, right? But we got to try to do better is the branding.
Oh
Our
yeah.
branding blows. It's like nobody is going to get jazzed when you say, "How about some anarchy?"
Right.
Like that's tough. I understand what is meant by it because I'm in the anarcho-capitalist movement, but that's not selling any tickets
Right.
on its own. Give people a chance to sign up for social justice and they'll be all over it.
Well, Dave Smith just had a. Are you still listening to Part of the Problem?
I do. He's really
he just had a fantastic podcast. Well, all his podcasts are fantastic. But it was about being criticized by libertarians for saying that as libertarians we should have opinions on culture. And his was about he was talking about the problems that you can glean from the fact that we've given up traditional family structure.
Yeah,
Or that
I mean, the way he
parents,
said it.
parents no longer raise their
Yeah, I
their
mean
kids.
that's
The state raises their
yeah.
kids. And he
Traditional
was,
family structure that may be loaded for some people, but how about just parents raise their kids?
right, and he got some flack for that. It was like,
He did.
you should talk about that because it's not libertarian. Like, the war will be won on the battlefield of culture, not in the battlefield of politics. And
Absolutely.
that is something libertarians absolutely have to recognize, or we will continue to be a doomed fringe policy.
Do you need some Antifa or are you good? You full?
No, I'm good. My rage meter is full. I don't need any more Antifa. Do I need to go up there? Oh, please don't close on me. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great episode, actually. A lot of it, like you said, a lot of his episodes. I know some people think he's repetitive because he says a lot of the same things over and over, but for me, someone who doesn't have their thinking fully refined, the repetition really helps because he takes it from different angles, and he always he does a good job, I think, of balancing. It's like he manages to, whenever he's making a point, he'll always say something along the lines of, "Is everybody like this? No. Are some people like this? Yes." You know, like he takes out the easy,
the broad strokes.
yeah,
attack,
the comebacks that he shouldn't have to,
Right.
But because he does,
Because of the world we live in now, that's how we have to do things.
exactly.
All right, I'm done. I'm not. Here's 3 caveats just to make fucking sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it really won't matter in the end, because you're gonna believe whatever you believe and not listen to me. But
right.
yeah, and I don't mind that he's repetitive, and he's repetitive at times because people are stupid. If he didn't have to keep making the same arguments over again, he wouldn't have to keep making the same arguments over again. But people keep making the same bad arguments. And oftentimes when it's something you've heard before, he follows it with, "I can't believe I have to talk about this again." But or I'm sorry that I have to talk about this again, but we've covered this a long time ago,
Yeah.
and now we have to cover it again.
One thing, I think it was Tom Woods that said this a long time ago that really kind of opened my eyes around why I feel like I'm taking crazy pills sometimes in the culture. Is he said, you got to realize that if you listen to me and you like my show and all this stuff, you are pretty much in the very smallest of the minority today in the culture, in that you kind of care about being consistent.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like, you may not believe it, but the vast majority of people in the culture just don't care about thought inconsistencies, not being logically sound, not being, morally consistent, not applying principles to all facets of life. That's just not important to them.
Right.
And I actually hadn't considered that because I can't think of another way to live. I would just feel so inconsistent in myself, I'd be miserable.
Right.
Most
people don't even concern themselves with whether or not they're a hypocrite.
Yeah.
They just are like, it doesn't even come up. They just, I get to believe these contradictory thoughts, and if you say otherwise, you're a racist.
And a lot of it, I see the attraction of it, sort of. But like, if you could be...
Whoa.
I mean, people want to be right. And they don't want to necessarily stand out from the herd because that exposes them to unwanted attention and criticism. And people would rather just feel correct. And when you have simplified the so-called argument down to just saying you're a racist, you're a Nazi, you're a white supremacist, and that gives you a feeling of I actually have mental and moral superiority over that person, and the culture at large agrees with you, that's attractive.
Right.
I mean, on a lot of levels, if what you're looking for in life is not to stand out, to be accepted, to feel correct, like that's an easy sell.
Mm-hmm.
It's an easy sell. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, and that's why I love that Tom Woods loves to say anyone who publicly decries racism right now and lets you know that they're not a racist right now, that like now, or like in favor of like anyone who publicly says they're against slavery right now would have been absolutely for slavery 200 years ago.
Yes.
Because it was the prevailing opinion, and that is exactly why they would have been. Because they don't have any courage. They're not standing up against anything. They're just doing what everyone else. They have the same thoughts as everyone else.
Yeah. That's why when you see someone, it's so funny, like talking about people being so brave.
Yeah.
So brave to say
Stunning
that.
and brave.
So brave. Just brave. It's like, really, how brave is that?
Right. It's like I'm gonna come out. All right, here it is on the show, an exclusive. Damn it. Hold on. Let me focus on that. But this is a Gamer Cherries exclusive. Rez, right here and now. I'm not afraid to say, I'm against cancer. I'm doing it. I'm
Brave.
saying it. I don't care what other people think.
Brave.
I'm against it.
So
I'm
brave.
against cancer.
So brave. Just brave.
Thank you. You're right. I am. It is courageous to have the same view as literally everybody.
All right, Cane of Samaria. What is this thing? Red cane.
It is a very weird item that makes blocks that can explode.
Oh, this is like the one that you could have used to basically skip that whole last dungeon. Because a lot of times there's pressure plates. Right? Does it help with pressure plates?
Yeah. When you got the one that you can't just step on it once. You can just drop a block on it, and that's what we'll have to do here in just a second, if I can remember.
Is there any lore around Samaria, or that's just like?
I don't even know where they. I mean, you know what? No, the answer's no. I don't know. There's another cane. It's called the Cane of Burna or something like that. It doesn't. I don't know. None of those places exist. I'm pretty sure in the lore of this game. Ooh, I might actually try a trick that I saw again on speedrunning because it was so cool. Using the magic cape. I learned so many. Like I didn't know you could turn the yellow things that turn you into bunnies. I didn't know you could turn them into fairies. So here's your first one. You gotta drop that thing on there. I didn't know that the dead rocks, the pink enemies that turn to stone on the top of Death Mountain, I didn't know you could turn them into things. I'm just... It's incredible that you could still be learning something new about a game you've played dozens of times over 20 years, because you're old, and still find something that you didn't know about it. Just it's the best. Finding something. I just wish there was a new... I wish... Nothing would be better than if someone discovered there's actually like a new dungeon.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Like after 20 years, someone finally figured out, like, oh, actually, there is a dungeon in this game that's secret that no one knew about, and we only just found it. That would be incredible.
Oh my gosh.
All right, should need just any more anti-fairies. Just gotta go through these rooms. This one's real, not fake news. Real news. This is Zero Hedge.
Oh, what was that? Rats?
There's just these little weird black things that come out of these doors for some reason sometimes. There's like 3 doors in the game that it actually happens.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool just throwing at me. You don't know what's coming at you. And then we gotta hit that one. We are...
Do people play this in hardcore?
I don't know if there might be a one-hit KO move. Or,
Meaning, like, if they die, they just reset the game.
I mean, most speedrunners just do that anyways. Because it means they're not going to get a world record or anything. That's what they're going for. So if you die accidentally, or I mean, there's just like bad RNG at a point, like, yep, restart, or whatever, for whatever it happens to be.
Okay.
All right. Oh, no, this is what I want. Let's see if I can... Pretty excited about this. Let's see if I can get it to work. Oh,
The hacks. The hacks. You saw it here first, folks.
This was not the first place it happened.
You saw it here maybe for the first time.
That was so cool when I saw him do that. I was like, oh my god, that's the coolest thing ever. And now I just
Just freaking
pump him full of lead.
bump stock that freaking bow and arrow.
I bump stock that bitch. And it's over.
Oh my gosh.
That's how fast the dungeon goes when you know what you're doing and you don't lose a key and it's not a confusing loop around bullshit dungeon.
All right. That feels good. So maybe just the, what was it? Germanian? Was it?
Jamaican.
Jamaican, yeah. Ludwig, because of you, I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. Ganon captured us because we couldn't break the seal of the wise man with
Swedish
his
now.
power alone. And then, using the wizard Agaham as his pawn, he drew us to the dark world. Oh, this is another chick now. After cracking the seal with all powers, he sealed us inside of these
They've all
crystals.
been chicks. You just realized you've been being a Jamaican dude the whole time. We're like, oh, it's a chick. Yeah, it's been a chick the whole time.
Now, Princess Zelda is waiting for you inside of Turtle Rock. Do you understand?
Valley Girl God, yes.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce. Okay. And with that, we're going to say, remember to love the game but hate the state.
And love the game, but hate that accent. See you next time.